Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Peter, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos, doggone it. I am your host, John Francis Fahey. I am John Boy. It is John Boy time. And joining me as ever is Seaman Seagal.
Seaman Seagal?
Yes.
Boy.
That's pretty good.
That's from
Me wanda punani.
That is from Thomas Nowak.
That's pretty
Thank
good.
you, Thomas.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Seaman Seagal rolls off the tongue.
It does, and goes down the throat. To my right, your left
Yep.
is Stanley Cook. Like the
Who?
Stanley Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
yeah.
good, yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah, hockey stuff.
Hockey
Yeah.
stuff. Very like it. Stanley.
Matt Brousseau.
Lord Stanley Cuck.
How are you, boys?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
I got a story for you guys today.
You do?
I do.
Oh, that's great.
Do you want to tell it to us?
I do want to tell it to you. But first, we're going to go back to August 31st, 1994.
Oh.
Regulators was at the top of the charts.
Oh, man.
Orangey and Nate Dogg sampling Michael McDonald's I Keep Forgetting.
Yeah.
2:40 a.m. on August 31st, 1994, the Clinton Township Police responded to a call concerning a young man who had been spotted in a residential neighborhood apparently stealing tires from a car.
Huh.
When the police arrived, David told them he was waiting to meet a friend. Unconvinced, the officers decided to search his car. When they did, they opened the trunk. They discovered a toolbox shut with a padlock and sealed with duct tape for good measure. The trunk also contained over 50 foil-wrapped cubes of mysterious gray powder, small discs and cylindrical metal objects, lantern mantles, mercury switches, a clock face, oars, fireworks, vacuum tubes, and assorted chemicals and acids.
Let's get us at a party.
The police were especially alarmed by the toolbox, which the driver, David, warned was radioactive and which they feared was an atomic bomb.
That's some shit.
That's fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of David Hahn, the nuclear Boy Scout,
Whoa.
or AKA David Hahn, the atomic Boy Scout, AKA David Hahn, the radioactive Boy Scout.
That's 3 patches.
Yeah, and we'll get to the patches.
Oh, boy. Scout.
David was born on October 30th, 1976 in Royal Oak, Michigan. His father, Ken Hahn, was a mechanical engineer. I think he worked at GM. Royal Oak's just outside of Detroit,
Oh, okay.
the Motor City. His mother, Patty Hahn, suffered from alcoholism and was diagnosed with depression and schizophrenia and sent to a mental hospital when David was 4.
Oof.
She got out. Eventually.
Released?
Yeah.
Okay.
His parents divorced when he was 9. His father gained, not sole custody, but majority custody. He would go on later to remarry. Now, despite the fact that he was shuffled between households with this joint custody stuff, he had a pretty normal early life, played baseball and soccer, joined the Boy Scouts, explored with his friends. Kathy was his stepmom, and her father, so his step-grandfather, also an engineer for GM, gave David the Golden Book of Chemistry experiments.
Ah.
If I give this boy a good start.
Here you go, pal.
And he was like, 12 years old, something like that, or 10 years old, and he devoured it. It enthralled him. And within 2 years, he was reading his father's chemistry books, like college level courses.
And you think it was just really that chance gift that set him that way, or you already have an interest?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you get somebody that young and it works, I haven't had a chemistry set when I was that age, and me and my friend were just mixing chemicals together and heating them up. They just sold that shit at Toys R Us.
Yeah, right. Either that, you can make.
That's fucking nuts.
Dude, I can't believe they let us do that. We were just put this and this and light it up.
Yeah. And
Or
you're
The thing shook. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Or remember, you could make those weird creepy crawlers in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And burn yourself.
Yeah.
Have creepy. That was Dr. Dreadful. There was Dr. Dreadful's Drink Lab. That was a cool one too.
Oh, right.
Various elixirs and gummies. And then, the creepy crawlers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like easy bake oven for boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because cooking is gay and for girls.
Unless it's drugs.
Yes, unless it's drugs or bombs.
Yeah.
That's all we care about.
Now,
It's about feeling good or feeling bad.
I don't eat.
No.
when when he spent the night at his mom's house, which was in the Gulf Manor Estates, I believe, it's a little neighborhood.
In Royal Oaks, Michigan.
Yeah. His mother would often find him asleep in the living room floor, surrounded by open volumes of the Encyclopedia Britannica. You familiar with
Oh,
this?
yes, I remember it well.
Yeah.
They would come to your door and people would buy them.
Yeah, we had a set.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Some people go like, hey, you want to know all the shit?
This is all there is.
Yeah.
This is everything.
Nothing's going to change.
This is pretty much the internet and
20 volumes.
Yeah.
And it is the compiled collective knowledge of the human race over millennia is in these books. I got in my trunk.
Yeah. And then the wife would turn around to the guy and be like, hey, do you want to know all the shit?
And he'd be like, I already know all this shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, open up a page. And then he reads something. And he's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I got to buy it.
Yep.
Getting cucked by the fucking traveling salesman.
Yeah.
In his father's house, he set up a laboratory in a small bedroom where the shelves are still lined with books like Prudent Practices for Handling Hazardous Chemicals in Laboratories and The Story of Atomic Energy.
Hey, son, you jacking off a lot? Oh.
You bet, Dad.
I invented a new lubricant for my penis. It's hypoallergenic and it's a super lube. He bought beakers, Bunsen burners, test tubes, and other items. Now, he wasn't just conducting these normal, let's put some baking soda and some vinegar and make a...
No. He was doing real shit.
By 14, he had figured out how to make nitroglycerin.
God damn.
Man, I didn't do shit when I was a kid.
God damn it.
Now,
is nitroglycerin in dynamite? Is that what the... It is.
Yeah,
That's
it gets... It's a liquid.
Yeah.
But then it gets what would you call it?
Dried?
Congealed with whatever the gunpowder mix is, or whatever the sand is. So it's a solid.
Yeah.
But it can sweat over time, and then it becomes very volatile.
I think that was the thing in Sorcerer, is it got wet.
Yeah.
And so then there was like, it's too volatile because now it's like raw nitroglycerin again.
Yeah. That makes
Just
sense.
a little bump.
Yeah.
Not a bump of the nitrous.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you bump it.
Sure.
Now, in the making of the atomic bomb, the author notes that the psychological profiles of pioneering American physicists are remarkably similar. Frequently the eldest son of an emotionally remote professional man. Almost all were men, were voracious readers during childhood, tended to feel lonely, and were shy and aloof from classmates.
And did they...
and David Hahn fit this profile.
They also had sex with devil women, right? And then,
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Jack Parsons.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Let's see. He once appeared at a Boy Scout meeting with a bright orange face caused by an overdose of canthaxanthin,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
which he was taking to test methods of artificial tanning.
Oh, my God.
he turns
Hey, guys, how do I look? Am I glowing?
Give him the silver. Give him the silver.
They're like, you should run for president.
One summer at scout camp, he blew a hole in a tent when they accidentally ignited some powdered magnesium that he had brought to make fireworks. Another year, he was expelled from camp. Now, while most of his friends were sneaking into the nearby Girl Scouts camp, he stole a number of smoke detectors to disassemble for parts he required for his experiments.
Wow.
Smart.
Now, in high school, he did have a girlfriend.
Cool.
3 years his junior. She said that he was sweet and caring,
No.
but not always the perfect date. Her mom, Donna, puts it this way: he was a nice kid and always presentable. But back then, we had to tell him not to talk to anybody at parties. He could eat and drink and whatever, but for God's sake, don't talk to the guests about the food's chemical composition.
It's in that hot dog.
Read the jungle, right?
Damn.
So his parents were initially, pleased with his
enthusiasm.
Sure,
right?
Yeah.
But, as time went on and as he became more and more into it and staying by himself in a room, fucking around with chemicals and stuff, they thought he was making and selling drugs.
Right.
And
it's worse when it's when it's going to end up being. There's just one time I want to knock on
this
door.
drugs, is it?
Yeah. Can you just be jacking off one time I open this door?
Seriously.
Put me at him.
Yeah.
Maybe some cocaine or something.
Yeah. It's the hierarchy. You know, like, my number one preference is jacking off. Number 2 has got to be the cocaine. Number 3 is definitely weapons grade plutonium.
So his father and his stepmother went to the library one day to kind of see if he was actually there where he said he would be. And he was. He was surrounded by a huge pile of chemistry books.
Hey! He's all happy they're there.
Yeah, wow.
And they, but they were still like not comforted by this. So they said like if we're not home, you can't be there alone working on your shit. It just, so like they would like lock him outside if they had to go to the store. Like you just can't be inside when we're not here because you might do some fucked up shit.
The only kid you have to lock outside instead of in.
I know.
But now he's gonna get like into dirt, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna he's gonna put together one of those like Malkovich guns that's made out of wood. You know what I'm saying? That gets past the medical.
Yeah, he's gonna
metal
improvise
detector.
it.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you know, this kid's dangerous. He knows the chemical composition and stuff.
Dude, it's
You know?
gonna fuck you up.
You know what the IRA use for bombs? Fertilizer.
Yeah, dude, dirt.
Yeah, come on. It's right there.
So they would retune. His stepmom would routinely like search his room, throw out any chemicals and equipment she found under the bed and in the closet. You know, real bitch stepmom type of stuff.
That's going to be worth something someday.
Yeah, or a responsible citizen.
Yeah. Nosy ass mom, dude.
What if she tossed it like those those prison cell tosses? She was like,
they explode. Oh shit! I would like to think that he could have set up some booby traps. You know, like
oh, yeah.
open it up and she gets fucking hit by radioactive mace. I don't know.
I would just have the smoke alarm go off every time she came by, so she'd run out of the house.
One night when his father and stepmother were sitting in the living room watching TV, the house was rocked by an explosion in the basement.
No.
They found David lying semi-conscious on the floor with his eyebrows smoking.
Oh my God.
He didn't know that red phosphorus is something called pyrophoric, and he had been pounding it with a screwdriver and ignited it.
Holy.
Pounding it with a screwdriver.
Yeah, he was rushed to the hospital to have his eyes flushed, but even months later, he had to make regular trips to an ophthalmologist to have pieces of the plastic phosphorus container plucked carefully from his eyes.
Jesus.
You know, he's a good kid, but
Oh God.
he's quiet. He stays to himself, but sometimes he explodes.
You would really think you would know before you start hitting something with a screwdriver and a mallet.
It wasn't in
Dude,
the
I
books.
don't know, man. Kids?
How old is he then?
He's 36 years old.
He's in his early teens,
Okay.
if not preteens.
Shit.
So they forbid him from experimenting in the home. So like any good child of divorced parents,
Yeah.
he just does it at his mom's.
Yeah.
His crazy ass mom's.
Dad doesn't let me do this.
Yeah.
And that's his mom, not his stepmom. Yeah.
I forget her name.
And
Patty. He goes to Patty's.
And Patty's like, he says he likes being here more than he likes
that?
being there with you.
Your stupid whore wife
Yeah. Tossing his jail cell every morning.
calls you CO dad. So he shifted his base of operations to his mother's potting shed. And
Naturally.
now both her and her boyfriend, Michael Polisek, they admire David for his stick-to-itiveness, his endless hours in the shed. Matt, I've got a picture of the shed. You can take a look at it. Look, David Hahn 2 JPEG.
Okay, let's pull that
Good
up.
picture of it.
David Hahn too.
Yeah, down.
This one?
Down, yeah. There's him. There's his mom's potting shed.
Hey, what's up?
That's certainly a shed.
That is a potting shed.
That's so cool, man.
So he'd spend endless hours in there, but neither his mother or her boyfriend really had any idea of what he was up to.
Plus, in the picture, it looks like he has an empty pool next to him where he can also explode things.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Some
cool.
kind of tub.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
They thought it was weird that he would, often wear a gas mask in the shed but sometimes throw away his clothes after working there until 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But they said, what do we know? We're just simple Michigan folk.
Yeah.
I guess they asked him what he was doing, and then his explanations just kind of went over their head, so they just kind of let it go. And I guess Michael, his mother's boyfriend, said that one thing I do remember is that he said his potting shed project had something to do with creating energy. He'd say, quote, "One of these days we're going to run out of oil," end quote. He wanted to do something about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Now, the first picture I sent you, you'll see him in his Boy Scout uniform.
Uh-huh.
The Eagle Scouts must earn 21 merit badges. 11 are mandatory, such as first aid and citizenship in the community. The final 10 are optional. They can choose from dozens of choices, ranging from American business to woodwork.
Huh.
He elected to earn a merit badge in atomic energy, which was a real merit badge you could get.
No way.
Cool.
Yes.
And it had the little fucking symbol?
Yeah.
No way.
David's
Like radioactive, man.
The pamphlet for the atomic energy merit badge was brazenly pro-nuclear, which is no surprise since it was prepared with the help of Westinghouse Electric, the American Nuclear Society, and the Edison Electric Institute, a trade group of utility companies, some of which run nuclear power plants. He was awarded this merit badge May 10th, 1991, a few months shy of his 15th birthday. To earn it, he made a drawing showing how nuclear fission occurs. He visited a hospital radiology unit to learn about the medical uses of radioisotopes. He also built a model reactor using a juice can, coat hanger, soda straws, kitchen matches, and rubber bands. But at this point, he got bit by the nuclear bug. I'll tell you that much.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Partner.
Well, yeah, I guess when you're talking about replacing the oil and stuff, it's a lot of people, their go-to thing was nuclear for the longest time.
Yeah, and this is early 90s, and so it's past that. Like this sounds like a story that a kid in like 1956 would really get up his ass. Like, the atomic age, and better living through science.
Oh, you think it's a bygone thing to choose nuclear?
I mean, I think it's coming back around.
It is now, but in the 90s, like all the plants were being shuttered.
Yeah, 3 Mile Island was a few years
just
earlier. Chernobyl was just right in the corner. Like, so it's interesting that he was into it at this point.
Well, I wonder if it's because that's kind of like the, not final, but it's a further frontier than those other experiments he's doing.
True.
Yeah, it was a challenge, and what I got from this was that he really was just very interested in it.
Yeah.
It was just super interesting to me. And it is fucking interesting. You can split an atom and it makes energy. You can turn stuff into waves.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it was Einstein said, about human beings, he's like, we figured out how to split the atom, and what did we do with it? Blow up people and boil water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you think there's there's a better way, you harness the energy and it goes straight into the wires. Nope. They just fucking put a kettle over the nuclear reaction.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Now, David did not have the vast financial support of the state or any corporate backers like many of these other nuclear enthusiasts would. He had no real laboratory except a potting shed, no proper instruments or safety devices, and a big thing is he had no legal means of obtaining radioactive materials.
Yeah, that always did me in.
To get around this, he utilized a number of cover stories and concocted identities, plus a Geiger counter kit he ordered from mail order company in Arizona, which he assembled and mounted to the dashboard of his burgundy Pontiac 6000.
Wow.
For when he went back in time.
Yeah.
He wanted to build something called a neutron gun.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a gun. It's not like a proton pack. It's basically a neutron. It's a device that you use to irradiate other materials. So it's basically a box with a hole in it, and the box is shielded. So you have a radioactive element in there, and it decays. It gives off neutrons, and it has to be a certain type of element, which we'll get to. And so the neutrons are expelled through the hole, and you can aim it at whatever you want to irradiate. Right.
Okay.
So it's not a gun to shoot thing. It's a way to direct the.
And it can be any object, or do you just have to be pointed towards certain things?
Yeah, certain things are irradiated either.
Right.
If you do it to a frog, it'll probably go gay. Scientists
how they
turn into
did
the
it.
Hulk or something like that.
Yeah, right. Whoops, sorry, neighbor.
Hey, wait, I turned the Hulk gay.
You can irradiate just a guy, neighbor. Be like, he's acting weird. You're like, I know.
So he
Just like high school hijinks, but like you're irradiating your neighbors. Just the dog and the cat. Like, this cat's fucking hysterical now.
So he would, in order to build this neutron gun to bombard isotopes with neutrons, he wrote to a number of groups listed in his merit badge pamphlet.
Sure.
DOE, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Everybody's happy to help.
Oh, dude. You wouldn't believe.
I know. No, I do. Because they're like, some young man is interested, and I'm just going to give him everything.
Yeah.
So he was.
What's the worst they could
he
do?
was hoping to find out how he might obtain the materials that he needed from both natural and commercial sources, and the radioactive raw materials to build this neutron gun and experiment with it. He was writing up to 20 letters a day, claiming to be a physics instructor at Chippewa Valley High School. He said he got tons of information from all those groups. Some of it was valuable and some of it was marginal. But the American Nuclear Society sent David a teacher's guide called Goin' Fission, which featured an Albert Einstein cartoon character that said, I'm Albert, and today we are going to fission. No, we don't need any smelly bait and the worms to be in any fish to clean. I mean fission, not fishing.
Oh, God.
He's
So, yeah.
good character.
Again, posing as a physics teacher, he managed to engage with the director of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the director of isotope production and distribution, Donald Erb, and they were basically pen pals. And Erb, thinking that David was a high school physics teacher,
Sent him some naked pictures.
Yeah, nice to old, aged out. Offered him tips on isolating certain radioactive elements. Provided a list of isotopes that can sustain a chain reaction, and gave him one tip, which he said nothing produces neutrons as well as beryllium, the element beryllium. You look at it, it's probably Be on the
That checks out.
periodic table. I'm guessing
It's BE and then the rest of the word.
beryllium. Yeah, Be aggressive.
Yeah.
David asked Erb about the risks of such radioactive materials, and he assured Professor Hahn, in quotes, that the dangers are very slight.
The kids are gonna love it.
They sent him pricing information for and commercial sources for some of the radioactive wares that he needed to purchase.
Amazing.
He said that David would go on to say that the NRC gave me all the information I needed. All I had to do was go out and get the materials. So he typed up a list of sources for 14 radioactive isotopes, and he learned from the Boy Scout Atomic Energy booklet that americium-241 could be found in smoke detectors. Radium-226 could be found in antique luminous dial clocks, like the Radium Girls.
No way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So are you familiar with the Radium Girls?
Yes.
No.
They are the girls that were hired to paint radium on the hands of a watch because it would glow.
Yeah.
And it's radioactive. They're around this stuff all day. They're often licking the tip.
No.
Yeah.
Licking the tip of the paintbrush to give it a point and then painting it on there. And they all basically started getting tumors and dying and shit like that.
They didn't live to it.
It's worth talking about on the show.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Damn.
Radium Girls book, documentary, whole
Ain't that a bitch?
yeah. But you watch glow in the dark.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See what time you die.
Uranium-238 and minute quantities of uranium-235 could be found in a black ore called pitch blende. And thorium-232, named after the Norse god Thor, could be found in like Coleman gas lanterns, like the mesh that's around
Oh, okay.
has thorium in it. Now, to obtain americium-241, he contacted smoke detector companies and claimed that he needed a large number of the devices for a school project. One company agreed to sell him about 100 broken detectors for $1 a piece.
Damn.
Does he do you know if he has a job
Yeah, he did. As he was into his teenage years, he was using like his side job money, like his after-school job money, to do fund all this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of, I guess, testimony to like his acumen for writing these kinds of letters to get this stuff?
No, dude, he couldn't even spell.
Really?
He had bad spelling. Yeah, he wasn't like a great student.
Got it.
But he did have a mind and a desire for chemistry and physics.
I guess if you know enough too, then that sort of proves your worth. I guess.
Right.
Yeah, if you can, people will overlook a lot of shit if your jargon is correct.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the mail back now.
Yeah, right.
You're just excited to get a letter.
Yeah.
David Erb, you think people are writing him?
No, not a single person.
But yeah, like I don't know if I have a copy of some of the letters, but I read a couple on like spelling errors, grammatical errors.
Really?
Yeah.
Dear Mr. Scientist.
Do you think it's like a thing where the cops follow up with this stuff and they go like, this guy told this guy this thing, and this guy goes, I don't know, man. It was through the mail. I believed him. And cops got to be like, come on! You know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you go like, did they want to make that a crime? Like being stupid through the mail?
Dude, and a lot of people are guilty.
Yeah, we're in trouble if that's a crime.
So, yeah, he wrote another letter to BRK Electronics in Illinois, and a customer service representative named Beth wrote back to help him out with his report.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that each detector only contains a tiny amount of americium-241, which is sealed in a gold matrix to make sure the corrosion does not break it down and release it. He fucking took all these smoke detectors, got the americium out, and welded them together with a blowtorch.
Damn.
Now, as it decays, americium-241 emits alpha rays composed of protons and neutrons. Now, protons and neutrons exist in the nucleus of the atom.
Mm-hmm.
Protons have a positive charge, neutrons, neutral charge.
Mm.
Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
And the electrons go spinny.
Yeah, I mean, if you even believe that they're particles.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll save that for another
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all fucking mumbo jumbo. Now, he put the lump of americium inside a hollow block of lead with a tiny hole pricked on one side, like I mentioned. So the lead, it prevents the protons and neutrons from escaping, except for that tiny hole. So now he's got a directed energy beam of aluminum atoms. He in front of the lead block, he put a sheet of aluminum foil,
So he's shooting the gun into
through the aluminum.
Okay, yeah.
The aluminum absorbs the protons.
Oh, okay.
So now he's got directed neutrons. Since neutrons have no
Fucking
charge.
insane. I can't believe this is happening.
Now, because neutrons have no charge, they don't set off a Geiger counter. So he had no way to know if it was working.
Holy shit.
Until he recalled that paraffin throws off protons when hit by neutrons. So he aimed the apparatus at some paraffin, and his Geiger counter went off in what he assumed was a proton stream, and his neutron gun crewed.
But
Yes.
successful.
But successful.
Yes.
So he's ready to irradiate some shit.
Cool.
You know?
Watch out, neighbor.
Now, he could have concentrated.
Watch out, cat.
He could have taken these baby steps like we were talking about. What can he irradiate?
Apple.
Right. Or,
Then they can have
Some
him
goal.
28 days later.
Now, but indicative of his personality and his ambitions, he wanted to use the gun on radioisotopes to increase the chances of making them fissionable. He thought that uranium-235, which is used in atomic weapons, would provide the biggest reaction. So he strapped the Geiger counter to the dash of his car and would just drive hundreds of miles of the upper Michigan area in his Pontiac looking for hot rocks with his Geiger counter. And so, like, if it started going tick, 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 he'd just follow it like a homing beacon to find radioactive
Holy
material.
shit.
That's very brilliant.
It's fucking crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
What if you were, like, in this guy's car, you're a chick, and all of a sudden, tick, 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 oh, we got to take a detour, scenic route.
Yeah. And then what? It's going to blow up?
No. He did find a quarter trunk load of pitch blende on the shores of Lake Huron. Pitch blende is that natural source of uranium. It's defined as a form of the mineral uraninite, occurring in brown or black masses and containing radium. Marie Curie, one of his idols, used pitch blende, processing tons of it herself as the source material for her isolation of radium in 1910.
I guess he never finished the book on her.
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay.
He wrote to a Czechoslovakian firm that sells uranium to commercial and university buyers. And the name was provided to him by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Aw.
He would claim to be a professor buying materials for a nuclear research lab, and he got a few samples of a black ore, either pitch blende or uranium dioxide, both of which contain small amounts of U-235 and U-238. He started just pulverizing them with a hammer,
Jesus
thinking
Christ.
that he could use nitric acid to isolate the uranium, but he couldn't get a source for nitric acid, probably because it's used in the manufacture of commercial explosive and thus is tightly controlled. Uranium, not so much. Nitric acid, you gotta get a fucking permit.
Fucking insane.
He made his own nitric acid by heating saltpeter and sodium bisulfate, then bubbling the gas that was released through a container of water, producing nitric acid. He mixed the acid with the ore and boiled it, and ended up with something that looked like, quote, a dirty milkshake, which is John's favorite sexual position.
That's right.
Next, he poured the milkshake through a coffee
Coming
filter.
up.
He miscalculated the solubility of the uranium, and whatever amount was present was trapped in the filter, making it difficult to purify further. So he got frustrated in with his inability to
Isolate it.
Yeah, to get sufficient amount of uranium. So he turned his attention to thorium-232, which, when that gets bombarded with neutrons, produces uranium-233, a man-made fissionable element. And if he didn't know it then, he learned later that you can substitute that for plutonium in what are called breeder reactors, which we'll get to later. Breeder.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Thorium, discovered in 1828, named after the Norse god Thor, has a very high melting point, and it thus is used in the manufacture of airplane engine parts that reach extremely high temperatures. And he knew from his merit badge pamphlet that the mantle used in commercial lanterns, the part that looks like a stocking and conducts the flame, is coated with a compound containing thorium-232. He bought thousands of lantern mantles from surplus stores, and again, using a blowtorch, reduced them into a pile of ash.
I mean, there's a certain type of genius to be able to, I can't buy this, but I can buy the things that I can combine to make it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mother had mental health issues, and, we'll get to his later life too, but, how much of this is kind of maybe being on the spectrum or just being...
Oh, sure, yeah. And good excuse to stay out of the house.
Or inside the house. If it's your dad, you're out.
Yeah.
Your mom keeps you in.
So are you saying there's like a touch of madness at play here?
Yeah, but
Certainly
I
seems
think
like it.
you can be, I don't think that Oppenheimer was, normal either.
Right.
Right. No, totally.
I don't want to say madness, but touched
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah,
You're just off a little bit,
Right.
Either, I think like Jack Parsons was just really curious and
Well, curiosity is a hell of a drug.
yeah.
And I think that is.
But I don't get him as like off like an Oppenheimer or some of these other guys. Like, you know what I mean?
You seem more like a fun-loving guy.
Like, hey, what if we did this?
Yeah,
Plus
yeah.
all the
Yeah,
rockets
but
and
I think that's part of it too. I think it's sort of a party for those guys, those Oppenheimer guys. I think it's kind of like, yo, what if we did this? And then that's kind of very exciting because we don't really know.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a.
Hey, we might light the whole atmosphere on fire. What do you say?
Yeah.
There's a whole fucking kind of there's a high speed driver behind it all. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the temperature's too hot. So he remembered that from one of his dad's many chemistry books that he read that lithium binds with oxygen. So he could figure out that he could get this thorium ash that he got from the mantles of these lanterns, which is thorium dioxide. If he mixed that with lithium, the lithium would rob the oxygen from the thorium and give him a cleaner, more purified form of thorium.
Damn, nice.
He bought $1,000 worth of lithium batteries.
God damn.
Extracted it by cutting the batteries in half with wire cutters. He placed the lithium and thorium dioxide together in a ball of aluminum foil and heated it with a Bunsen burner. He purified thorium to at least 9,000 times the level found in nature and 170 times the level that requires a license from the NRC.
Shit.
So he's got like high-grade thorium.
Some high-grade shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Now, he could have used his neutron gun that he made from smoke detectors to transform the thorium.
And foil.
The thorium. I mean, dude, it's so methy, like an aluminum foil, a lead pipe.
Yeah.
This is either like a nuclear
And it
reactor or the
works.
sickest meth pipe.
Yeah. But like
Dude.
it works.
Yeah. You ever smoke your meth with neutrons? Flames? Yeah. What am I, a fucking caveman? I irradiate my meth.
And he's got his neighbor down building a mine underneath.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It
Gotta
is a
find
thing.
more uranium.
Yeah.
If you pointed that at a meth pipe, what do you think? How would it be?
Pretty fucking
I think
awesome.
it'd be. I think it might.
the cleanest hit you ever had.
No, and last.
Yeah, gets out all the toxins.
Mm-hmm. And gets in the fucking radioactive isotope. We'll get to drugs later.
Cool.
Nice.
He could have used
dying for
he could have
some.
used his neutron gun to transform the uranium into fissionable, which means splitting the atom, uranium-233. But the americium he had was not capable of producing enough neutrons, so he began preparing radium for an improved irradiating gun. Like I mentioned before, radium was used in painting the luminescent clocks and automobile and airplane instruments up until the late 1960s. And then it was discovered that all these people who were doing the painting died of cancer. So he began visiting junkyards and antique stores in search of radium-coated dashboards, clocks, airplane instruments. And whenever he'd find one, he'd chip the paint from the instruments and collect it into little pill vials. And this was kind of a tedious process until one day he was driving through his neighborhood to visit his girlfriend, Heather,
Oh.
who I guess is cool with all this, when he noticed that his Geiger counter went wild as he passed Gloria's resale boutique and antique shop.
What the fuck is going on in there?
It
Old
goes,
clocks?
Gloria still remembers to the day that when she was called at home by a store employee that a young, polite man was anxious to buy an old table clock with a tinted green dial, but wondered if she'd come down to price it for him. He bought the clock for $10. Inside the clock, he discovered a vial full of radium paint that had been left behind by a worker, either
Whoa.
accidentally or as a courtesy for the prospective buyer to repaint the clock as it went.
Wow.
We put radium in every clock.
Yeah.
Extra vial just for you.
Yeah, dude. You'll never need another clock.
No.
Mainly because you're going to die.
But
In
one
no
day,
time.
one day a young man will show up, and you're not gonna believe this, but he's gonna want to buy that clock.
$10.
$10. $10. You say $10 to him, and he'll eat it up.
Actually, it's going to be good for you to have this out of your shop anyway.
Yeah. Actually, we're doing this for your family.
So he had to concentrate the radium now. And so he secured a sample of barium sulfate from the x-ray ward at the hospital, the one that he visited to get his merit badge.
Aw.
They remembered him, and they just fucking gave him some because, you know.
I was going to throw this away, but you have it, kid.
Yeah.
So he heated it to liquefied, and he mixed this barium sulfate with the radium paint chips. He strained it through a coffee filter and into a beaker, and it started glowing.
No
Oh,
way.
man. That must have felt good.
He then dehydrated the solution into crystalline salts, which he could pack into the cavity of another lead block.
Is he still in the shed?
Yeah.
Is he? He must be wearing all kinds of shit, though, right? Oh boy, that wasn't in the book, I guess.
No.
He probably just looks like.
He would just get rid of his clothes at the end of the day.
Oh right.
Yeah.
He's always buying new shirts. This kid.
Now, handling purified radium, he was putting himself in danger.
Yes.
Um,
And
so
everybody who visited the shed too.
Yeah.
he got a friend who went to Macomb Community College to steal a strip of beryllium from him, and he built a new neutron emitter. And so now he's got a powerful radium gun. And so he starts bombarding the thorium and uranium powders in hopes of producing at least some fissionable atoms. He measured the results with his Geiger counter. But while the thorium got more radioactive, the uranium didn't. And so he put on his old Professor Hahn hat and wrote his friend David Erb at the NRC. And he said, the neutrons are too fast for the uranium. You got to slow them down. You got to get like a filter of water or deuterium, which is heavy water, or tritium. Now, you might know precious tritium from the motion picture Spider-Man 2,
Yes.
where Dr. Octopus uses precious tritium
Yes.
to have the power of the sun in the palm of his hands.
That's
of
right.
course.
Yeah, and that turned out well.
It did.
Yeah.
Once, the multiverse collapsed in on itself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was eventually redeemed.
He was. Thank you for bringing that up.
I do. I sent you guys that Doc Ock video. It's from Spider-Man 2.
What was it again?
They fudged with the audio from that clip, and it's the scene from Spider-Man 2 where he's explaining how the Doc Ock arms work.
Yeah.
And how instead of it allows him to handle the nuclear reaction it allows him to jerk off four of his buddies. Maybe we'll play that after.
Yeah.
So
With my boys.
Yeah.
now water would have worked, like he said, or if
okay.
he could get deuterium, that would have worked. But tritium is the best.
It's number one.
And so he's like, you know what? I like a challenge. And, you know, he didn't have to kill Spider-Man to get it from Harry Osborn.
No.
All he had to do.
But his boys were coming over.
Yeah.
I got to do this. I got to hurry.
All he had to do was order a bunch of gun sights from weapons manufacturers' magazines because all of the sights on these guns are painted with tritium.
That's
Why?
incredible.
It has a bit of a day glow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say that.
So he would buy from sporting goods stores and mail order catalogs, and he would remove the tritium from the sites and then would return the sites to the store manufacturer for repair for free, and they would send it back and he'd get more tritium.
Yeah, somehow the tritium just keeps falling off this thing.
And he'd change pseudonyms.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They're like the corporate board is going, I don't know what's going on with these sites, but they're getting returned left and right.
Where's the tritium guy? Get him up here. What the fuck are you doing, asshole?
Is this non-sticky tritium?
Yeah.
When he had enough, he smeared the waxy substance on the beryllium strip and targeted the gun at the uranium powder. And it appeared that it worked. The uranium was getting more and more radioactive by the day.
That's incredible.
Oh, God.
Then he turned 17.
Wow.
And maybe we'll take a break right there.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back.
Hey, cool.
I just want to say right now, we're going to be talking about the Radium Girls
On the next Patreon.
on the next Patreon. So if you want to join us there, $5 a month.
Come on, did you get all these girls, radioactive broads?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Join us there. We have an extra episode per week on the Patreon. And also, please do us a favor and
Like, rate, review, subscribe, smash the
I
like
mean-
bell.
do all that stuff for us. We never ask anybody to do that. But yeah, if you could write a fucking review of the podcast, it would really do us well. But what I was going to say is, if you are a purchaser of a shirt from Graveyard Shift, if you look them up on Google and write them a review, it will also
Yes.
do them a lot of good business.
Right after you do us.
Yes, right after you do us. But yeah, if you have a shirt, you know they're good people.
They're good
Please
shirts, man.
send them a little love because it'll help them in the algo. Anyway, where are we back?
We're back, and I think I've got a clip of a very famous nuclear scientist, one Dr. Otto Octavius. He was talking
Oh, yeah.
some of his new technology here.
Let's check this out. Let's see what he's got to say.
These smart arms are controlled by my brain through a neural link, allowing me to use these arms to jack off up to 4 of my homies without me actually being gay.
Doctor, if you're the one who's controlling arms as you suggest, wouldn't touching your homies make you gay?
How right you are. Which is why I developed this no-homo chip to protect my higher brain function. It means no matter how many PP I touch, I will never be gay. In my head, something talking. No homo chip. Suck dick? No, I'm not gay. That's right. The real crime would be not to finish off my homies.
It's true.
It's true.
It's
He's
so
a,
true.
He's a scientist.
Yeah.
I see I see it more on like the no chip side.
Yeah, I'm more of a no chip kind of guy. I don't need no. You got to finish off the homies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
That's right.
True.
So David's now 17, and he now wants to be to build a what's called a breeder reactor.
Mm.
He built a model reactor, but back in his scout days, Now, what is a breeder reactor?
Yes, thank you.
Simplistic explanation he got from the Department of Energy. The way they say, imagine you have a car and you begin a long drive. When you start, you have half a tank of gas. When you return home, instead of being nearly empty, your gas tank is full. A breeder reactor is like a magic car. It not only generates electricity, but it also produces new fuel. All reactors, conventional and breeder, rely on a critical pile of a naturally radioactive element, typically U-235 or plutonium-239, for sustained chain reactions known as fission, splitting the atom. Fission occurs when a neutron combines the nucleus of a radioisotope like U-235, transforming it into U-236. The new isotope is highly unstable and immediately splits in half, forming two smaller nuclei and releasing a great deal of energy and some neutrons. These neutrons are absorbed by other U-235 atoms to begin the process again. So it's kind of a self-sustaining plus reaction. There's a lot more science to talk about there. They used the nuclear industry touted breeder reactors as a magical solution to the nation's energy needs. They opened up the U.S. government opened up 2 experimental breeder reactors in Idaho. The Detroit Edison in '63 opened the Enrico Fermi power plant, which was the first and only commercial run breeder reactor. Congress appropriated billions of dollars for the Clinch River breeder reactor in Tennessee. It was a big deal at the time, but the Idaho breeder had to be shut down after suffering a partial meltdown, and the second breeder generated electricity but not new fuel. The Fermi plant, located just 60 miles away from David, was plagued by mechanical problems, accidents, budget overruns, and produced electricity so expensive that Detroit Edison never even bothered to break down the costs.
But they passed it on.
In '66, the plant's core suffered a partial meltdown after the cooling system malfunctioned. 6 years later, it was shut down permanently. And in the '80s, Congress finally killed the program. Okay, now he got the blueprint for his breeder reactor from one of his dad's college textbooks. Using no safety measures whatsoever, he took the highly radioactive radium and americium out of their lead casings, and after another round of filing them down and pulverizing with a hammer,
Jesus Christ,
mixed these isotopes with beryllium and aluminum shavings, all of which he wrapped in aluminum foil.
Now, can I just stop you there for 1 second? There's a thing here, like what we're saying with these breeder reactors, that it's a continual kind of like reaction, right?
That produces more fuel.
Right. And so it's not possible to contain? Is that sort of what we're getting to?
No, it's possible to contain. It's just,
but you have to keep finding more places to contain it, right?
Because it's continually breeding. Is that not
like rabbits?
Right.
I think that, the theory of the breeder reactor was a lot easier to deal with than the realities of it.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay,
one of them worked, but didn't make the new fuel that it was supposed to.
Right.
One made electricity, and it was so expensive to produce and maintain that, Detroit Edison didn't even break down the cost of it. It just wasn't worth it.
The math worked, but not the actual. The
economics and some of the practical, technical aspects of it just, I guess, were too complicated and prone to failure.
Does he ever address the? Because there's no way he learned in his textbooks the use of the hammer to break these things
I think
down.
you got to improvise.
I guess so.
Tony Stark built this suit of armor in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
This guy's got a nuclear lab in his mother's potting shop.
Yeah.
What I gotta make a powder. What am I gonna do here? He doesn't have a industrial mill.
Yeah.
So he knew that without at least 30 pounds of uranium, enriched uranium, he had no chance of initiating a sustained chain reaction. But he was determined to get as far as he could. Like I said, his blueprint for his reactor came out of one of his dad's textbooks. He wrapped all that shit in aluminum foil. So what was before, the sources for neutrons for his irradiating gun was now the core of his reactor.
Okay.
He surrounded this radioactive ball with a blanket composed of tiny foil-wrapped cubes of thorium ash and uranium powder, which were stacked in an alternating pattern with carbon cubes tenuously held together with what? Duct tape.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
This
it's a
episode is
blanket.
brought to you by duct tape.
Yeah. Tape it up.
Quack.
Got to keep that kidnapped person quiet? Duct tape.
Yeah.
Got to
Yeah.
keep that bumper on your car? Duct tape.
Duct tape.
My grandfather used to fix his shoes, but if there's a hole in the shoe, he just put duct tape.
Tape it.
People
Yeah.
make dresses out of it for prom.
Yeah.
One thing you actually really can't use it on is ducting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
What
good.
is it? Special foil tape for that.
What's
exactly.
the
The thermal
three?
tape.
It's one of the three things Clint Eastwood gives the kid in Gran Torino.
Oh, really?
It's duct tape, WD-40, and like
Racist ideology?
like pliers. yeah.
So here's all you need.
The deep-seated distrust of the other.
So he set up his breeder reactor in his lab, aka his mom's potting shed, and he monitored it with his Geiger counter. He said it was, quote, radioactive as heck.
That's a good quote.
The level of radiation after a few weeks was far.
Won't curse. He's too young.
The level of radiation after a few weeks was far greater than it was at the time of assembly. I knew that I had transformed some radioactive materials. Now, up until now, his safety precautions had consisted of wearing a makeshift lead poncho, probably from like a dentist, and throwing away his clothes and changing his shoes following the session in the potting shed. He began to realize that he could be putting himself and others in danger.
Huh.
One thing that tipped him off was that he started to be able to detect the radiation through concrete. One of his friends from high school who was into some of this stuff, named Jim Miller,
Good guy.
who
Yeah,
he
solid
confided in,
guy.
warned him that real reactors use control rods to regulate nuclear reactions. Miller recommended cobalt. Didn't recommend him to stop. Just
Right.
recommended having
Oh, okay. Interesting idea.
cobalt absorbs neutrons but does not itself become fissionable. Reactors get hot. It's just a fact.
Is it growing in radioactivity?
Yes. It's
Okay.
getting more and more. He is creating a functioning breeder reactor,
And
and he's turned this core of material is starting to enrich and
it's
start a chain reaction.
it's-
Give off radiation.
It's changing the environment.
Yeah.
there's a
And the football team started winning.
and sleeping
And sucking
together.
each other's cocks
Yeah.
But
through their eyes and shit. It was weird.
To completion.
Yeah.
yeah, that's football.
With
You
their
gotta-
minds.
But there's basically a timer ticking down now as this is getting more reactive.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to. It's not going to have like a critical mass and
Okay.
explode, but
Okay.
it is just wild. It's radioactive material out there.
Yeah, living its
in
best life.
Yeah, like in a fucking shed.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no.
The dudes are exploding.
And explode.
Now, a lot of this, most of this comes from a Harper's Bazaar article
Okay.
from 1998 by Ken Silverstein. The story kind of came and went until he wrote this article, and it really
okay.
blew up.
Yeah.
And eventually, like a documentary was made, and more things were written about him and stuff. But a lot of this comes from Ken, and he had interviewed a lot of these people, and including this Jim Miller kid, who was a nuclear savvy high school kid, who gave him the idea for cobalt.
This is either the best school or the worst school. I'm not sure.
Thanks, Jim.
Ken interviewed him at a Burger King where he worked as a cook.
Without it even, he just used his hands. That's amazing.
So David purchased a set of cobalt drill bits, like from a hardware store, and inserted them between the thorium and the uranium cubes. But the cobalt wasn't sufficient. So when his Geiger counter began to pick up radiation 5 houses down from his
Jesus
mom's,
Christ.
he decided he had too much radioactive stuff in
Yeah.
one place.
Yeah, what do you think?
He began to disassemble the reactor. He placed the thorium pellets in a shoebox that he hid in his mother house. He left the radium and americium in the shed and packed most of the rest of equipment into the trunk of his what? Pontiac 6000.
Damn. Okay. So now he's got like the Repo Man car.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what he has. What a great movie.
So good.
So many weird things, like just the beer, chips.
Yeah.
Like very like Dharma Initiative,
It's so
alternate
good, yeah.
universe thing.
Yeah.
And they're all on speed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're back to that early morning, August 31st, 1994.
Mm-hmm.
Regulators, top in the charts.
Yeah.
Lisa Loeb's Stay, top of the charts.
Cool.
Coolio, Fantastic Voyage, top of the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking primo music time.
Yeah.
Dude, it was good.
All for One, I swear, top of the charts. I looked it up.
Yeah. It's a good fucking time.
Shine.
Oh, Shine.
Remember
Come on
Shine?
and shine.
No, Shine. By Collective Soul. Yeah.
Oh. No, that's it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, come on and shine. Down, 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 down.
Yeah. One of the
Same song.
So
we got that
he
figured
gets
out.
pulled over because he was stealing fucking tires and wheels and shit. They pop open the trunk. He goes, "Don't go in there. It's fucking radioactive." They go, "What?" They think he's got an IED, an atomic
He's
bomb.
stealing tires and wheels.
He's a fucked up kid, man.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, what'd you
Sergeant
do?
Joseph Mertes, one of the arresting officers, ordered this car. What in his report he noted contained a potential IED. He towed it to police headquarters. This nuclear car was towed to police headquarters. He says, "I probably shouldn't have done that, but we thought the car had been used in the commission of a crime. When I came at 6:30 in the morning, it was already there." They called the Michigan State Police Bomb Squad to examine the Pontiac, the State Department of Public Health to supply radiological assistance. Now, they discovered that his car and his toolbox was, in fact, not an atomic bomb, which was good. Bad news was that he did contain radioactive materials, including concentrations of thorium that were, quote, not found in nature, at least not in Michigan.
Yeah, no. It's an Ohio thing.
You put the state seal next to it.
That automatically triggered the Federal Radiological Emergency Response Plan, and state officials were now in a tense phone consultations with the DOE, EPA, FBI, and the NRC.
Good God.
As they interviewed David, he's largely quiet and non-cooperative, but not in an aggressive way, just, I don't know, single word answer type of stuff. He gave his father's address when they asked for his address, but did not mention his mother's address where his lab was.
Smart.
I mean, simple. It wasn't until months later, around Thanksgiving, that a Department of Public Health radiological expert interviewed David. Finally, months later.
Oh, someone he actually could talk. Someone could talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, just the bureaucracy of getting around to do it.
Yeah.
He told that he'd been trying to make thorium in a form he could use to produce energy, and he hoped that his successes would help him earn his Eagle Scout status.
It's important to have goals.
God. And then he admitted to having a backyard lab.
This is the worst thing the Boy Scouts have ever done.
Yeah, definitely. November 29th, state radiological experts surveyed the potting shed. They found aluminum pie pans, jars of acids, Pyrex cups, milk crates, porno.
They didn't find
No, they
porno.
didn't find porno.
God damn it.
Other materials strewn about, much of it contaminated with official reports would call excessive levels of radioactive material, especially americium-241 and thorium-232. How high? Now, a vegetable can, for example, register at 50,000 counts a minute, about 1,000 times higher than normal levels of background radiation. They didn't know at the time, but his mother, alerted by his father and stepmother, had already ransacked the shed and discarded most of what they found. So they got rid of all the most radioactive shit.
In not a good way.
Yeah.
Just nature preserves.
They got rid of the neutron gun, the radium, the pellets of thorium.
Porno.
Several
shit,
quarts
dude.
of radioactive powder. David now says the funny thing is that they only got the garbage, and the garbage got the good stuff. So it's just in a dump
Yeah.
outside Detroit somewhere.
Yeah,
Just 50,000 years.
Yep.
Slow. Maybe that's the reason for Detroit's fall.
Wow.
Perhaps it will produce some form of toxic Avenger.
Perhaps. Was that Detroit?
I don't.
It might have been
Yeah,
Detroit.
he got
might
killed by
have
RoboCop.
After they determined that no radioactive materials had leaked outside the shed, the state authorities sealed it, petitioned the feds to fucking clean this shit up. But the NRC, who licenses nuclear plants and research facilities, deals with any nuclear accidents that take place at those sites. But of course, he wasn't licensed, so the NRC was like, not our fucking problem. So they send it to the EPA, which responds to these types of emergencies.
Even though the NRC was responsible for like all of
Oh,
it.
yeah, we told them how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
The
Bureaucracy. No.
the EPA was contacted by the Department of Public Health, who said the extent of radioactive material contamination within a private citizen's property begged for a controlled remediation that is beyond our authority or resources to oversee. So they're like, we can't handle this shit. 5 months after he was arrested, the EPA finally gets there to conduct their own survey. And they said that this shit's fucked up.
Head on top of the memo.
Nice.
Yeah. So the conditions
fucked up.
So the conditions at the site present an imminent and substantial endangerment to public health and welfare and the environment.
And property values.
There was an actual and potential exposure to nearby human populations, animals, and food chain. Adverse conditions such as heavy wind, rain, or fire could cause the contaminants to migrate or be released. So it became a super fun cleanup site.
They literally had a super fun site in their backyard.
Yes, they had a super fun site in their backyard, and the city had for $60,000. Moon-suited workers dismantled the potting shed with electric saws and loaded the remains into 39 sealed barrels, placed aboard a trailer bound for EnviroCare, which is a dump facility located in the middle of the Great Salt Lake Desert.
Some kid watching E.T. late at night looks out his window and sees these guys in moon suits.
Yeah, so
That's nuts. They took that shit to the desert?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, that's where they. What is it? Is it what are the mountains in? Did they bring it to those mountains?
No, they brought it to the Great Salt Lake Desert.
Oh, okay.
But there is the one with. So if you look at Nuclear Boy Scout David Hahn was awarded a merit badge. But that picture shows them doing the super fun cleanup with the barrels and the moon suited guys.
Okay.
We love barrels. It reminds us of men at work.
Another
men
Emilio
without
Esteves
work.
motion picture.
Hmm?
Let's see.
We love
There
Emilio.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
So they take all that shit to the Great Salt Lake Desert.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
there they are, cleaning it up. There's maybe another picture or two you can see, but it looks like they're ransacking E.T.'s house. You know?
Yeah,
does. It really does.
It looks like a guy's waving to a neighbor. No, it's
No,
radiation.
go back inside.
So it's a foam party. We're ravers. The remains of his experiments were entombed with tons of low-level radioactive debris from the government's atomic bomb factories and plutonium production facilities and contaminated industrial sites. According to official assessment, there was no noticeable damage to flora or fauna in the backyard, but 40,000 nearby residents could have been put at risk during his years of experimentation due to the dangers posed by release of radioactive dust and radiation.
I bet it's really easy for Patty to go to the grocery store after that.
Oh, you buying a pear?
Hey,
yeah.
Patty.
Yeah, you think the pears are radiated?
Yeah,
My kid might have a third fucking nut now.
he had 4 before. David went into a serious depression after this. After the feds shut down his lab, potting shed, years of his painstaking work and fraud had been thrown in the garbage or buried beneath the sands of Utah desert. Students at the school began calling him Radioactive Boy, which I don't know if they ever watched The Simpsons.
Right.
Fallout Boy would have been a much more appropriate
Yes.
Absolutely.
moniker.
I wonder if that was out yet.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What year is this?
Fucking 1995.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Come on, dude.
Simpsons are going strong.
Well, no, I
at
know
that
the
point.
Simpsons are. I don't know if the Fallout Boy.
Dude, Fallout Boy
is.
for sure. His girlfriend sent David Valentine. She's still with him.
Ooh, 95.
which is-
Yeah.
David, this would have been perfect time to call him Fall Out Boy. That's Michigan. They're probably not.
What month?
September 24th, 1995.
Ooh.
Did he just miss it?
Just missed it, I think.
Okay, that's why then.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Okay.
Now we know.
We still think they're idiots.
December 19. Oh, man, they might have just missed it on the. They probably had to see it on reruns, which wouldn't have been until the summer.
Yeah, no, in Michigan they get the later broadcast. So they get summer.
Yeah.
Are you being serious? I don't
No,
know.
he's making shit up. His girlfriend sent David Valentine's balloons at his high school. They were seized by the principal, who apparently feared they had been inflated with chemical gases David needed to continue his experiments.
Wow.
Who do you trust?
God, yeah, he is like the Joker.
In a final indignity, some area scout leaders attempted to deny David his Eagle Scout status, saying that his extracurricular merit badge activities had endangered the community. You'll be happy to know they failed. He was given the merit badge and he was awarded Eagle Scout status. They're like, come on, man. He fucking
Yeah,
super fun stuff.
Jesus.
He gets the merit badge.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
he
he
did it.
He can get the Superfund merit badge too.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. So like, it's like you get the badge, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Technically, you did do it.
It seems like he almost creates kind of like a.
It's like
he creates like
if they gave the guy who assassinated Trump the smart sharpshooter.
Well, he wouldn't have got it.
No, but it's harder to hit an ear than a
But
head.
it's like he's like now like the dark side of the Scouts.
Yeah.
You can come over to the Sith Order, like
Yeah,
you know what I
there's
mean?
only two.
Yeah.
We still molest.
Yeah, it's him and his buddy Jim.
Yeah.
And we still molest. All right, who's gonna molest who?
If only I had fucking 4 robot arms.
There's only two of us.
So his dad and stepmom are like, dude, you gotta like get your life together. So they demand that he enrolls in community college. He majored in metallurgy, but skipped a lot of classes and spent much of the day in bed because he was depressed, or driving around in circles because he was depressed. They gave him an ultimatum. They said, join the army or the armed forces or move out of the house. And they called the local recruiting office, who sent a representative to their house, or called nearly every day until David finally relented.
John gave me a weird look about the depressed part.
Yeah, I'm like, is he depressed or growing a second brain?
Well, yeah, he probably is not.
I mean,
yeah.
if you're 17 and you, like everything,
Your life's work.
I mean, I remember like the times that I got in trouble as a youth,
Yeah.
and like you feel bad, like you feel like you failed your parents, you failed yourself. If not maybe not even that, like you know that you did something wrong, but that you were dumb enough to get caught.
I absolutely agree with you, but I'm saying like,
And his mom was schizophrenic.
But yeah. But also like, it's like, aren't you fucking kind of freaked out about your body now?
Yeah, they offered to give him scan, like they offered like we'll give you, we'll scan you and stuff, and he was like, no, I don't. They're already calling me radioactive boy. I don't want. If I do have, lingering radioactivity in my body, like I don't even want to know, because it'll just it'll pour gasoline on a fire.
Yeah, he's
add
already
uranium
pretty
to
depressed.
a critical mass.
It's like putting a neuron
It's
gun
like
in my
putting a
head.
thorium in an ash pile of U-238. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah, it's like whacking some tritium with a hammer. Who would do that?
This guy knows what I'm talking about. Doesn't.
Yeah, a guy in goggles shaking his head.
Shit, he saw me.
So he completed boot camp and was stationed on the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier, which is nuclear powered.
They find each other.
Yeah,
And he was a stowaway.
he was just a lowly seaman, and his duties were basically like swab the deck, peel potato. Like it was just he was
Stay
not
away.
allowed near
Stay away from
the
the
nuke stuff.
He's like, you want to know what's in this potato? It's all fucked up.
He told Ken, the author of the article, that he studies on topics that interest him currently: steroids, melanin, genetic codes, antioxidants, prototype reactors, amino acid, and a criminal law.
That's good.
EPA scientists worry that his previous exposure to radioactivity may have cut short his life. All of the radioactive materials he experimented with can enter the body through ingestion, inhalation, or skin contact, and then deposit in the bones and organs, where they can cause a number of ailments, including cancer
He's not allowed to come, is he?
and giant dickitis.
Yeah.
the radium, because it was so potent, the radium that he was exposed to is the most worrisome of all.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like I said, so the EPA arranged for David.
Are you talking about that stuff I got out of the clock?
Yeah, well, that and he farted.
They offered to give, like, hey, we'll give you an exam, and he was like, dude, I just want to move past this. He's like, I couldn't have taken more than 5 years off my life. He did the math, apparently.
Jesus. He's like, anyway, I'm off to finger my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So she's fucking Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like licking a battery. Like I said, he became depressed. He maintained his depression. His girlfriend broke up with him. His mother committed suicide.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It sucked. He continued. He served his time on the Enterprise. He completed his service as a seaman. And then he enlisted in the Marine Corps. He was stationed in North Carolina. He achieved the rank of Lance Corporal. He did a rotation to Japan, and then he was honorably discharged on medical grounds, and he went back to Michigan. In 2007...
On medical grounds?
Yeah. It might have been...
His hair was falling out.
It might have been, like, mental medical, but it also might have been other medical.
Yeah.
If you want to see a picture of...
Are you sure he wasn't taken to a shelter and made a kind of bioweapon?
Yeah, they...
Yeah. That never crossed your mind?
So
you of all people?
So he you can see his mugshot here from 2007, Matt.
Oh,
You'll know
no.
which one it is.
Oh boy.
Based on it being a mugshot and being fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Yeah.
The one without the stuff or the one with the stuff?
You can do the top one first, and then we can move. There it is.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so that's him.
And he was shot with a BB gun before he hit the mugshot?
So there are a few theories there why he looks like he's all pockmarked up and stuff.
Yeah.
He looks like
we're looking at like a man's face, and he looks like he's pretty charged. Short blonde hair, and it kind of looks like something blew up in his face, or maybe a bee attack, or
perhaps picking at sores because you're on meth,
yes. No, I mean the cops pulled this
or radiation poisoning,
or
cops pulled this guy over and they go like, oh yeah, he's definitely stealing stuff.
So this is in 2007. The FBI got a lead that he had allegedly possessed a second neutron source in his freezer. He said that he was not. They definitely decided that there was no imminent terrorist threat, but they wanted to do a personal interview with him anyways, and they touched on a variety of topics and talked about his theft of tires and rims and his diagnosis as a paranoid schizophrenic.
Damn.
And they ultimately determined that he wasn't a threat. He was fucked up, but not a threat to national security. But they did have somebody close to him who apparently was an informant on him that said he was using cocaine heavily, not taking his psych meds, and he was paranoid about people he claimed who, quote, had the ability to shock his genitals with their minds.
Oh, those guys.
I was telling you, making your homies come with your brain.
Yeah. Was it like paranoid in a good way or bad way?
Bad way.
Oh.
Like they won't always be there.
And he had also possibly
just shocked my genitals.
Exactly.
He had also possibly been visited by prostitutes. The individual also stated that he believed Hahn was still trying to build a reactor and was collecting radium. He said that he did not believe Hahn had any intentions of hurting anyone, but he was concerned about his mental state. So he wasn't like narking on him out of any sort of vindictiveness or.
Yeah.
But he was worried like he's doing drugs.
That's probably his old boy Jim. It's probably his old boy Jim.
Dude, he's flipping the wop.
Jimmy Cobalt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, he's having it your way.
Jimmy Cobalt says he's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I love the guy. I love him. Okay, but I'll tell you what's going on. He's fucking whores. He's not taking his meds. He's doing coke, and he's starting a new reactor.
You want fries with that? He was August 1st, 2007. He was charged with larceny for allegedly removing a number of smoke detectors from his apartment building. His intention was to obtain americium from them. In his mugshot, you can see that his face was covered with sores, which investigators believe could be from exposure to radioactive materials, psoriasis, or drug use. Probably all. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail. Minus
so many
some time.
problems.
Yeah.
Look, Your Honor.
All of the above.
So many. You know what I tell you? I don't even know where they come from anymore. I do all the shit.
He underwent medical treatment in the psychiatric unit of the county jail. September 27th, 2016, at the age of 39, he was found dead in the bathroom of a Walmart.
Oh.
His death was ruled an accidental result of intoxication from the combined effects of alcohol, fentanyl, and Benadryl.
Damn.
Fuck. 2008 fentanyl?
2016.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
It's with a Y.
Okay.
Fentanyl, I don't think is a real thing.
It's coming out.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I just always pronounce it wrong.
Yeah.
It's when you can get it in stores.
It's a pep. Everybody calls it fentanyl. Like on CNN, they call it fentanyl.
Yeah.
Like read it. You're on a teleprompter.
Nah, it's all just how to pronounce it.
Like Oxycontin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oxycontin.
Oh, that's my
Fuck you.
favorite. It's
blood alcohol concentration of 0.40, which is real fucking high. Borderline that's alcohol poisoning die levels.
yeah. You don't feel it after a lot of radiation.
Yeah, he was probably immune.
Yeah.
So that is the tragic story
Damn.
of David Hahn. There was a CSI New York episode where a character, Lawrence Wagner, was based on him. A television documentary, The Nuclear Boy Scout, aired on Channel 4 in the UK in 2003.
Wow.
He reenacted some of his methods for the camera, and some of the pictures are from that.
No
Wait,
way.
really?
Yeah. His experiments inspired others, mainly Taylor Wilson, who at age 14 became the youngest person to produce nuclear fusion. And
get grounded.
No, he was actually like given all sorts of cool shit because he, I guess, did it the right way, and not speed. Episode of the CBS hit series Young Sheldon features the protagonist attempting to build a nuclear reactor by extracting americium from smoke detectors.
Fuck.
This guy was smarter than young Sheldon.
Duncan Jones, the I think who is
Yeah.
what's his name, son?
Jim Jones?
Aladdin Sane.
David Bowie?
David Bowie's son, I think, is
okay.
Duncan Jones, the director.
Oh.
Said that his villain in the sci-fi film Source Code was inspired by the documentary Nuclear Boy Scout.
Really? Wow.
And the song Baby Criminal, which you're going to have to pull up by Swedish post-punk band Viagra Boys, is loosely based on Hahn's life.
No
And,
way.
We can play that if we'd like.
Yeah, to take us out?
Yeah, to take us out, unless you want. Would you like to talk about it?
Well, I
before
would
we
like
do-
to say, first of all, this is a very nice profile because I like to see you with your science hat on. I really do
Yes.
enjoy
Thank
you
you.
explaining those
I
things to
love
us.
science.
So what's your takeaway from this kid? Do you think he had high highs, low lows?
Yeah, I think, it could have gone much worse.
Yes.
It did get bad.
He seems vaguely responsible
Yeah.
for being so out of control.
Yes.
I know that sounds
Yeah.
like total oxymoron.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't blow much shit up.
But he definitely
He did
irradiated.
potentially cause, thousands of years of damage, but apparently they...
Thousands of years.
Yeah, the half-life of this stuff is thousands of years,
Yeah.
But is it any worse? Is it any...
So few people can say that.
Is it any worse than what these assholes are doing, like with oil wells and
Right,
nuclear
yeah.
power plants
Sure,
that
sure.
actually melt down? Like,
Yeah.
this
Sure.
is one kid who might have fucked up a neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
But your average meth head ain't gonna cause thousands of years of
possible.
damage.
It's possible,
Only
but he
to
didn't.
themselves.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I love the DIY nature of this.
Yes.
The
The stick-to-itiveness is honestly admirable.
substantial.
The compromise having to be made by the Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
It took in like
Give me this fucking merit badge. I'll tell them you fucking molested me.
and it took
Plus, I'll irradiate your whole family.
it took in how many government agencies? 5?
At least 5.
And they're like,
5 federal, at least, and 2
Yeah.
or 3 local.
and after that they still go, well, you got to give them the badge.
or you can't take it away.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
take it away.
He did it. He
Yeah,
did
man.
do it. He did it better than anyone.
There's nothing that I doubt there's anything in the badge rules that says like also don't keep doing archery when you're done.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the only rule in there is like don't be an atheist or something. And
You know what's interesting though? Like there was a thing. I stayed at this hippie commune, and
Cairo?
No, another one in it was in Tennessee, and they they kind of like swelled up with hippies in the 70s, whatever, and then like they would get hurt or whatever, like, and they would go to the local hospital, and like the commune just started building up this huge bill.
The what did? The commune.
The commune, and then like all these people left because they were like, this is not sustainable, and so the people that stayed had to start kind of like their own businesses to get
out of debt.
To get out of debt and to also just keep it sustainable as a place to live and pay property taxes or whatever. And one of them was one of the businesses, like somebody, it was like there was like mushroom businesses and then like, like whatever, more like organic hippie stuff. But one of them was Geiger counters, like
making and selling Geiger counters.
And then the U.S. government became their biggest fucking client.
Wow.
Like, they were like, we're afraid of radiation.
These guys are small. They're very DIY. They're very artisanal, but they're the best.
Yeah, but it was a thing where they were like, you know what, dude, like, we don't know where this shit is either, and we also want to know.
Yeah.
So even though you made this because you're so afraid of your government and what we do with nuclear stuff,
we're even more afraid.
We're more afraid of what we've done. Dude, it's so crazy.
You guys think you're scared?
Hell yeah.
If you knew what we knew.
Yeah. We're going to need a lot of these things.
You'd be shitting your Birkenstocks. I think I think he was just a weird kid who... I mean, look at him. He's weird looking, right? Like, he looks like that kid in the neighborhood. Like,
it's just sad he gets into drugs after that.
Yeah, it's
sad that we don't have, like, some sort of thing like we were wishing for in the Matthew Weigman episode. We're like, why don't you take this kid and, like, direct his energies and his talent.
Put him on your side.
Yes.
Make him a white hat.
Ingenuity and be like, let's see what you can do.
If for no other reason, just say, like, pretend you're a bad guy. What would you do?
Right.
Right? Like,
sure, yeah.
Matthew Weigman, like... Also, same thing. Like, what? How would you fuck us up?
Right.
Because you showed us that you can.
Yeah.
And think like a bad guy and show.
And also just like a thing of like on a far more, I guess, kind of avant-garde level. What is somebody that doesn't come from the normal like channels? What do they think to do with nuclear energy?
Right.
What pops in their head?
Yeah. How would you power?
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z?
Yeah. Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like, it's like we're all in like these like fucking.
We're thinking about powering the grid. What would you do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or how would you get there?
Right.
Like his ideas.
He's an outside the box kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might have had some ideas that are actually better.
He was like, honestly, I'd cook a bunch of meth.
Yeah.
He definitely had. He must have had some sort of obsessive.
Yeah, I think he had some sort of. What we would call neurodivergent tendencies or a manner traits.
Yeah.
Isn't there also a thing here too where you must feel kind of like a Frankenstein in some way, where you're actually
a Dr. Frankenstein?
Yeah, like you're birthing life.
You absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it is unleash. I think nuclear energy. When I think about it, it's a demon in a bottle kind of thing. Like you can't put it back.
Right.
And if you can figure out how to make that work, great. But it is also like, once you pop, you can't stop.
Right.
Like, it's now, all of a sudden, this thing is now a 5,000-year problem.
Right.
They had to figure out, like, they hired a company to come up with a symbol that could transcend language forever. And that's where the biohazard symbol came from. They're like, this is the most threatening thing we could come up to affect the human psyche.
Yeah, it just
is this weird, their spines.
Blair Witch is going on here.
It's like the fucking xenomorph in a symbol form. And we're confident that cavemen all the way to our distant, the future
we'll just see evil
descendants
in it.
will see that this is some fucked up shit.
Yeah. The True Detective stick art is not far behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it has like there's like tentacles.
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's like a xenomorph anus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt, I noticed you're
only-
wearing an atomic t-shirt.
Oh
today.
yeah, actually,
I
yeah.
know.
Look at that.
What a coinky ding.
cool.
Also from
Now-
The Simpsons.
And the atom thing is also just the cutest little symbol.
It really is.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. But the biohazard symbol, I bet some guys just think is a tribal.
yeah. He got a barbed wire tattoo of the biohazard. Biohazard barbed wire. Tight.
Okay, actually, there's so there's actually a few different ones. See here.
Oh well, there's the radioactive
That's
one.
radioactive.
That's radioactive. That's
Biohazard.
Yeah,
that one's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The radioactive one is still cool though.
It
It's
is
still
yeah,
so cool.
I don't know why, but it's kind of like a face. It's kind of like an insane clown posse. If you step
yeah.
Can I tell you something?
No.
If you put that symbol at like the end, at either end of like any title of a video game, I would want to buy it.
automatically.
When I'm like 9 years old, 10 years old, I'm like, oh, it's got radioactive stuff. I want to see what that is.
Put it on an album.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah. It's fucking cool.
I mean, in the nature of like, video games where you have to collect stuff to make something, like that's basically, it reminded me of
Fallout.
Obviously Fallout. Sure, yeah. But it's just like, collect these clocks, collect this, add them all together.
I still haven't seen Fallout.
To play the games.
Yeah.
I mean, work around men, so we don't do that. But the show was cool.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Quite like the show.
That's what I hear.
Well, should we go out on the
Let's go out on
Viagra Boys Baby Criminal?
Yes.
We love the Viagra Boys on this
Aaron,
show.
absolutely great episode.
Thank you, Aaron. That's fantastic.
I'm going to say goodnight. I love you. My name is John Fahey.
I'm Aaron Pita.
Matt Brousseau.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.